Ravens flock, we are closing in on 7,000 subscribers on the channel. We are just 9 away. So here's what I need you to do. I need you to make sure that you subscribe to the channel, your mom and dad subscribe, your sister, your brother, and their friends as well, and then we'll be there. We're that close, folks. Subscribe to Ravens Rundown now for the latest Ravens news, rumors, trades, free agency, and more here on the channel. YouTube.com/RavensTV. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. We have some big news on the roster front for your Baltimore Ravens to cover today with a waiver claim, a player released, also some contract restructuring going on that we will break down on today's show. No Ravens players were claimed off waivers from yesterday's cuts, so if you go back and watch yesterday's video when we went through all the players that were cut, all of those guys that the Ravens moved on from yesterday are still available to potentially be on the Ravens practice squad. More on that tomorrow. Right now, though, we begin with Tyre Phillips. Offensive lineman has been cut. The former 2020 third-round pick started 13 games over the last 2 seasons for the Ravens, but he gets the axe. And with this move of Tyre Phillips being let go, it's something that is disappointing because you used a third-round pick on him not too long ago. But when it comes to production levels, the final preseason game, Tyre Phillips was just bad. I mean, let's be honest about it. He had 3 penalties, including 2 false starts, and an eligible man downfield penalty was also called on him. You can't have those mistakes at this point in your career. He gets the boot. With that, another Phillips comes in to Baltimore. As linebacker, Del'Shawn Phillips was claimed off waivers, formerly of the New York Jets, and will join the Ravens 53-man roster immediately. And so you may be wondering, who the hell is Del'Shawn Phillips? Well, Phillips was undrafted in 2019 out of Illinois, played his high school ball in the Detroit, Michigan area for Cas Technical, one of the big powerhouse programs up there. And he spent some time already in the National Football League with the Jets, the Bills, as well as the Atlanta Falcons. Numbers, not anything too flashy, 31 tackles, 1 sack, and 1 fumble recovery in his NFL career so far to this point. So with that, don't expect much from Del'Shawn Phillips at this point in time. He was a guy that is right on the edge of the 53-man roster of gets cut by one team and gets signed from another. So this isn't somebody that I would see having too much of an impact. But nonetheless, going from one Phillips to another, how would you grade the claim, the decision made by the Ravens to move on from Tyre Phillips and bring in Del'Shawn Phillips? Let me know in the comments section. Type A, B, C, D, or F. You might get an ad break. If so, take advantage of it. Let me know. Get out those red pens and let us know in the comments section. A, B, C, D, or F, how you would grade the waiver claim for Del'Shawn Phillips. Earlier today, Ronnie Stanley, the starting left tackle for the Baltimore Ravens, restructured his contract, and he freed up $8.46 million in cap space. That's a lot of money freed up here, and for Ronnie Stanley, it was great news that the Ravens got a few days ago when they announced that he would be activated, that all signs point to he should be back for Week 1 against the New York Jets. And so with this restructuring, there's a few things to read into here for the Ravens of what they're doing with this restructure of Ronnie Stanley and the implications of that as well. Let's go ahead and dive into what the details are of this restructure. Number one, the move generates cap space for the practice squad and some in-season moves. So if the Ravens decide that they want to add somebody as the season goes along, now they have the money to do so. Provides them that flexibility there. Number two, this doesn't fare well when it comes to dead money. Let's say, for all intents and purposes, that Ronnie Stanley is still dealing with the injury issues, that they arise again, and you decide to cut him next year. You would owe him still $35 million in dead money against the cap. Not ideal. That number added on from what it was previously. And then you go to 2024, It gets better, but still not great either. If you decide to cut him, then you would owe him $17.84 million in 2024. So they are holding themselves to Ronnie Stanley. They are taking a big bet here that he is healthy and that he's going to play a lot of games over these next couple of years. They are wagering their bets on his health going forward. So with that, it also means one more thing on this contract restructure. That is the extension for Lamar Jackson would have created cap space that the Ravens needed. Here's what I mean by that. The Ronnie Stanley deal here was not necessary to be done if you would have paid Lamar Jackson and gotten his deal done. Then you would have gotten that cap freedom that you would have been looking for. You would have gotten that Dave Ramsey financial freedom here. Didn't happen. So now, more on Lamar in just a second and his contract situation, as we will dive into all of that and what Lamar had to say on Twitter over the last couple of days. But it does make you pause for a second and go, what's your level of concern now? Lamar, he has made it known that his deadline to get a deal done is before the season begins. Well, folks, we're just over a week away now at this point before the ball gets kicked off. And so with that, what is your level of concern? I'll tell you mine here in a second, but this is your chance to weigh in and let me know. Type 1 through 10 in the comments section. Put a number on it where your level of concern is that a deal for Lamar Jackson will not get done before the season begins. BetUS is offering a great deal for Ravens Rundown viewers, a 125% deposit bonus when you use the promo code CHAT125. It's available now at chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code at checkout, CHAT125, to get your deal done today. You may be saying, Tyler, what does that mean? Well, it means that if you put $100 down, you're going to get $125 to spend for free. It's like getting a pizza, buying a pizza, and then getting another pizza and another slice for free. It's quite the deal. Sign up now, chatsports.com/bet. You can bet on this weekend's college football games. Also, you can bet on next week's NFL games, including with your Baltimore Ravens. All the prop bets are available as well. Go to chatsports.com/bet. Promo code CHAT125 for that 125% deposit bonus. I'll be honest, I am very concerned at this point a deal will not get done in time. Look, the clock's ticking. Lamar Jackson, as we know, does not have an agent. He's using himself and his mom, and now this is getting out to the public, and he's putting his grievances out there. I think there's reason to be concerned. My number would be very high. I would have somewhere between that 8 and 10 range as far as concern level a deal won't get done. Here's the latest on things stand right now. On Twitter, Jackson tweeted that he did not get offered a $250 million guaranteed deal like Deshaun Watson did, and that was something that somebody just asked him straight up, and he said that he did not get offered that. He also liked a tweet in a Dolphins jersey. Now, I don't like to read too much into these things, but hey, it's on the internet. I mean, it happened. He is a native of South Florida, too. And then, on top of that, as we've said, he will not negotiate when the regular season starts. That is the deadline that Lamar Jackson has set for himself. He says, look, I want to focus on football, either get a deal done now or this gets pushed back. And then we're talking about franchise tag and potentially things down the road. But basically, this is it. Get a deal done now, save a lot of money later. Because Lamar Jackson, if he plays as well as I think he will, and most people think, that price tag's only going to skyrocket with the way quarterbacks are getting paid and where things are going. So for the Ravens' sake, you hope that they get a deal done this week and that they lock up their quarterback for a long time. But we'll see. With that, appreciate you joining us here on the Ravens Rundown. And if you made it to the end of today's video, that means you're a real one. Go ahead and spam flock in the comments section. Show yourselves out. We appreciate you. We'll see you next time here on the Ravens Rundown. Have a great day.